Hello and welcome to this short video in which I will explain the power of semantic retrieval augmented generation, and where I also will discuss the limits of large language models and generative AI. So no doubt LLMs are great. We can use them for many different applications. We can accelerate certain developments, but they have their limits. And in this video, and with the help of a couple of demos, I will explain what I mean by that. So to start with a quick demo here, this is a system based on a semantic retrieval augmented generation, in short, semantic RAG architecture. This is based on a architecture which combines knowledge models and large language models and can be used as a question answering engine and retrieval engine for all kinds of questions around sustainability and ESG. So for example, if I'm interested, let's say, in questions around water pollution, I can ask that question. And I will get in return a quick answer. The answer already is rail guided, so to speak, by a knowledge model about sustainability related questions. By that, the answer is, let's say, more on the topic. It avoids, to a large degree, hallucination. And it also gives you some elements in the returned answer where you can look up, for instance, if you don't understand acronyms or certain concepts and things like that, you can take a look at those concepts and learn from there. So this is then taken as an input for further retrieval of documents related to the answer. So this is a semantic based RAG architecture. You get even more documents which kind of broaden the scope. Also, you can go for a document collection, sub-collection, which is relevant to just one of the, let's say, paragraphs of the answer, like this one, where you get specifically answers centered around only that paragraph. And the final conclusion is, so to speak, the essence of what has been found all here, and gives a final answer to the initial question. So we suggest to use that in various applications, like for instance, help desk solutions. And we believe it will bring a lot of value to the customers and end users. And we also would like to emphasize here, it's only possible to come up with a solution like that because it's a composite AI approach, which is running under the hood. So it uses large language models on the one side and knowledge models on the other side. Why is that important? Let's take a closer look at another use case. Let's say we would like to analyze a little bit further what European Central Bank just recently has published regarding their work for 2024-2025 around green transition. So for instance, you read here, those are the main goals. Those are the main activities in the years to come. And if you would like to analyze and understand, let's say, one of those a little bit more in detail, you probably would like to know, okay, what risks are addressed here with this statement? So what's the essence of that, really? And you could go to our risk recommender. That's based on our recommender workbench, and this risk recommender analyzes any text, any disclosure, any paragraph in a regulation, whatever you want, and it will come up with the corresponding tag. So what's in here is, physical risk, not explicitly mentioned, but it's found, climate change. Well, you could say this is quite obvious. This is what each tagging mechanism each tagging service actually should do. True, and that's the reason we extended on that and have now introduced tagging plus. And tagging plus is exactly what I said before. It can analyze any given text, even short blurbs, and infer from there, for instance, risks. Yeah, it could be any other kind of topic, but in that case, we infer risks from a given disclosure. And now I'm loading the extension. So I load a configuration which allows me to generate a far more comprehensive tagging result. As you can see here, the system is able to understand this indicates that ECB is addressing also the risk of critical infrastructure disruptions or long-term risks, injuries, even in climate overshoot. So this is obviously a far richer semantic footprint of this short text. And by that, we can recommend even corresponding activities of companies which fall into this policy, so to speak. Now let's go to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT. So taking here this blurb, once again, the increasing physical impact of climate change, etc. So I ask ChatGPT, okay, ECB has stated that, which risks are addressed by this statement? So basically the same function as shown before with our recommender workbench, and ChatGPT is starting to return the answer, including various risk types, physical risk, transition risk, etc., etc. Looks good, looks like it makes sense. A lot of, let's say, different aspects mentioned here. Well, and I could ask again, and ChatGPT will return a new answer. It's a variation. It introduces completely other aspects. It comes up every time you ask ChatGPT with a different answer. Now even impact on agricultural productivity. And I could ask again a third time. And it's very creative. It produces tons of different risks. Virtually you end up with any of those which are potentially happening further down the road. But the problem here is really it's not deterministic. And when we talk about industries like financial industry, we would like to have a deterministic result. Here, if I ask again, same result, and again, same result. So what do you think? Which industries are most affected by an overly creative artificial intelligence in place? In some cases, I totally agree. Being creative, generating and paraphrasing statements in various ways, that's good enough, that's fine, it's helpful. But in some industries, in some occasions, and for some use cases, this is just not a solution. We need to be able to rely on an engine we can explain, where we can look into it, and where we can expect reliable answers. This also goes very much in alignment with the EU AI Act. So I would say several applications, they carrying a lot of risks potentially if the answers or the results generated by the AI is not reliable enough. And here we go. This is exactly where regulated industries especially should keep an eye on. And we suggest to use LLMs, but always in combination with knowledge models, which can explicitly be controlled, where people can look at and where the domain experts can keep an eye on. So yeah, that's my short video here about LLM related applications, where the benefits are and where the limits are, and why LLM and knowledge graphs put together make a lot of sense. I hope this was interesting for you and hope to speak soon to you and see you. Bye bye. Thank you.